All right. And this webinar is just session 1. In our next webinar, you'll be meeting our analysts, students who have passed through analytics stage to see what they've done and what they are doing in the industry. So I'm going to share my screen now. If you just let me know, please mute your mic. Don't unmute unless I say you should unmute so you don't interrupt the recording. So you can always use emojis to interact. All right, so today I'll be talking about introduction to blockchain data analytics. All right, and how on-chain data powers Web3. And in Web3, we have several aspects of Web3. That's what even makes it interesting. So you can be an on-chain analyst with a focus on DeFi. You can be an on-chain analyst with a focus on NFTs. You can be an on-chain analyst with a focus on DAOs. You can be an on-chain analyst with a focus on decentralized science. For those who are even in the science, in the science space, like you love to do, you are into science, like different things in science, either biological science or microbiology, several kind of science. We have what we call decentralized science. We have what we call, real world assets, right? You want to begin to analyze real world assets. And so we have different domains that on-chain analysts can focus on. All right. So, and I am the facilitator. My name is Oluwatomishi Olaoluwa. You can check me out on LinkedIn. I'm an on-chain data analyst and a machine learning engineer. I contribute to open source and I've worked with several organizations, both locally and internationally, but predominantly international audience, right? I've helped, venture capitals, build a portfolio tracking system where they are able to identify, and track, the performance of their portfolio in the past and what their portfolio would be if they follow certain strategies on chain in the future. All right. I've contributed to several ecosystems like the Aptos, the Solana ecosystem, and the Ethereum ecosystem. All right. And currently I've leveled up and I'm practicing in quantitative analytics, which of course I'm also channeling down the my concentration in on-chain data into liquidity risk analysis, which is more in-depth when it comes to quantitative analysis. All right. And when it comes to machine learning as well, I focus on predictive analytics. So when it comes to building predictive analytics, I'm very much involved. All right. And also, I'm the founder and pioneer of Analytics Sage. So, Analytics Sage, I've successfully trained over 400, on-chain analysts, and many of which are doing great stuff in the space. For all our serious students, you can see that I lay emphasis on serious students because I don't know, I have a natural repellent for unserious people, right? But I believe that we are very serious people here, and that's why you are here. So for every one of our serious students, they have they earn my time. All right. So which means that, like, before this call now, I dropped off a call with one of our past students, just to follow up. Oh, how are you doing? What's going on? What are you doing in the industry now? How to put yourself better and the likes like that. So these are the privilege I give to the serious student amongst us. All right. And of course, this privilege also will be available to you as you continue with us in this journey. So now I will just start with the student testimonials, because sometimes you're asking yourself, what am I doing here? Okay. And sometimes we say that, oh, don't judge a book by the cover. However, some of the movies you have watched it because it has a very beautiful and fascinating and spellbinding covers. All right. And also you say, no, don't judge a book by its cover. But of course, the books you buy, you also focus on what the diagrams are, how the book is being packaged might give you a sense of how serious, the content might be. right? So don't judge a book by its cover, but we believe that you might want to judge us, but let's share our student testimonials so that you can see that we are not just putting, content out there without having value to show for you. All right. So here is our student testimonial. Here is George. George joined our cohort 3 training, and this year George landed a job, an ambassadorial job with the Aptos blockchain. And you can see what George says here. George said, Analytics Sage kickstart my journey into blockchain analytics, from learning on-chain analysis to becoming an Aptos ambassador. This skill and community are here. This skill and community here have truly shaped my career. Now, George is doing so great in the Aptos ecosystem, right now. And here we have Tobechi. Tobechi joined us when we never had a testimonial. So Tobechi joined us in our cohort 1. Currently, Tobechi is a part-time data consultant with YieldFi. And look at what Tobechi has to say. Tobechi said, being part of Analytics Sage has been an impactful experience so far. I've learned to understand blockchain architecture, contract interactions, and most importantly, on-chain analytics from my initial class in the first cohort to subsequent classes and workshops. I can tell you this for free, that this year alone, Tobechi has earned over $5,000. I said $5,000. Yes, somebody is picking up a calculator to convert the amount to Naira. You can do that. You are free. That should be millions of Naira already. And how did he do it? He created dashboards and participated in bounties. There's what we call bounties, right? And hackathons. In his first bounty, he won $3,000. In his second bounty, he won $2,000. This is only in the space of 3 months. And that is just this year alone. We have not talked about last year and many other things. Here we have Oladimeji, who joined us equally in the cohort 1 data analytics class. And here is what Oladimeji has to say. Learning Web3 analytics at Analytics Sage has been a game changer. The skills I learned and the incredible support I received not only accelerated my crypto journey, but also brought real tangible improvement to my life. I've achieved things I never imagined possible in such a short time. And I can tell you this for free, that when Oladimeji joined us, he knows nothing about data analytics. He knows nothing about SQL. He knows nothing about Python. However, when he joined us, he was so passionate and so dedicated to learning. Recently, I had to reach out to Oladimeji and ask him what is actually driving him, because he's always putting out dashboard on an average every day. And Oladimeji told me that poverty is what is driving him. The response sounds very funny to me. However, it's true because it's from his own experience. And do you know that because of Oladimeji always showing up, one of our top partners and data providers actually reached out to him and said they love his work and they would love him to come and work with one of their partners in their ecosystem. And currently, Oladimeji has been able to defeat being broke by actually showing up, learning on-chain analysis, joining Analytics Sage, and showing up. Here we have Chinyere Blessing, a cohort 4 participant. So you can see that it is not just cohort 1, it's not just cohort 2, it's not just cohort 3. The most recent cohorts are also having great experience. So here is Chinyere Blessing, right? Now, Chinyere Blessing, immediately Chinyere Blessing finished our training, Chinyere Blessing landed a job immediately. She got an internship position after one of my sessions where I told them that they don't have to wait to be 100% good. All right. They only have to take a step to apply for internships, job opportunities, gigs, and many other things. And she owed to that word and took a step. She applied for this internship in Russia and landed the job opportunity. As you can see, she currently works as an on-chain finance analyst at Scan Crypto in Moscow. Now, what does Chinyere have to say? Chinyere said, since the conclusion of my training with Analytics Sage, I have been able to secure an internship as a finance analyst at a crypto startup company. This is significant for me, not just in helping strengthen my skill, but also in giving me a second source of income. You can read that clearly, which means Chinyere has a full-time job and also has a part-time internship that she's doing in the crypto space. So you are on this call, you are thinking, oh, how can I join this with my job? Here is Chinyere working as a manager in another firm and working as an intern finance analyst in a crypto startup in Moscow. Now, here is Divine. Divine joined us in cohort 1. I can tell you for free that Divine is even someone I know personally. All right. And a crypto startup reached out to us and said they needed a research analyst. And we referred few of our analysts who are dedicated and our good ends. And Divine was part of those who were referred. And Divine was selected for the job. Currently, Divine works as a crypto research analyst with Second Mountain. Now, here is what Divine has to say. Divine said, I currently work at Second Mountain as a research analyst. Being an active analyst at Analytics Sage was where I got this opportunity. And I landed the job. One thing that stood out to the recruiter was my skill in SQL, dashboard creation and analysis, which I learned and fine-tuned at Analytics Sage. And that is the testimonial of Divine. Here is Bashir. Bashir joined us in cohort 4. And all along, Bashir asked this to say, he said, along with my skills learned, Analytics Sage has been instrumental in elevating my data analytics skills, particularly in the domain of on-chain data analytics. By this, despite being in the blockchain space for years, joining the community has exposed me to a knowledge side of blockchain analytics. Now, one thing about Bashir is that Bashir has been a data analyst from the past, all right? So he wasn't new to data analytics. However, the value that analytics added to him stood out for him when he was transitioning into on-chain analysis. So I know that some of us, we are data analysts and all that, all right? So the same testimony applies to Bashir, right? He already has the knowledge of data analytics, but also has been in the blockchain space, but doesn't even know how to query on-chain data. And with the help of joining Analytics Sage and our trainings, he was able to, scale through. And here I have, Onyobazi, right, who joined us in cohort 4 likewise. Onyobazi said, I work with data, particularly as a data analytics, and my career in it started out due to the love I have for data. At first, I never knew that there was an existing career path within the Web3 space that allowed analysts to thrive, but I came across Analytics Sage. So this is another participant who has had prior experience in data analytics, but does not even know that this knowledge, there is a career path in data analytics in the blockchain. Here is Tolu Adebayo. Tolu Adebayo has this to say. Joining Analytics Sage was a game changer for me. I went from curious observer to a confident analyst, working with real blockchain data and joining skills that actually opens door. Now, Tolu joined us in cohort 3, and Tolu has been a fantastic on-chain analyst ever since then. And there is more of our student testimonials, but we would like to end here. Now, you've said, oh, they created dashboards. And the question is this, which dashboards did they create? So we're going to show you dashboards from some of our analysts, all right? And here is one. Now, this is George, one of those who testified. And of course, you can see that he works with Aptos now. So most of his dashboards are on Aptos. Here is George using the knowledge that we have shared and taught him in Analytics Sage to track on-chain data. Now you see that he was able to track the total swap volume in the Hyperion ecosystem within the Aptos. All right. He was able to also determine how many total swap took place on this project that was built on Aptos. He was able to check out total unique swappers, average swap volumes, and also create a time series expression of how a time series visualization of how this swap has taken place across various months and days. And this is the dashboards that our analysts, are the kind of dashboard that our analysts build. And this is what always makes them stand out. Here is another analyst. And this is DeFi Josh, all right, one of our on-chain analysts. And look at what he built. He said, what's really going on with Meso chain? And of course, this chain has not even gone live. However, there is a testnet. So testnet in the blockchain is more like a demo account or a demo of something. So he is being curious and said, what is actually going on in their testnet? What are people doing in their testnet? And he did a deep dive into their testnet and look at the insight and how beautiful the dashboard he has created, came out. And this is what we teach in Analytics Sage. Now, many of you will now look at it that, many of these things look alien. What is block production? What is network performance? What is daily active user? What is address? How do we even come about that? And these are the things that I will be showing you, anytime soon as we go on. So this is one of our analyst dashboard. And lastly, I would also show you that of Bobby Daniel. So this is one of our analysts who has prepared, who has done a deep dive into, BSOL liquid staking and validator ecosystem dashboard. And here is the insight he has been able to pull. So when you become an on-chain analyst and you start this journey, you will not only have the knowledge of SQL or Python, you will also have the knowledge of the blockchain, the terminologies, the interpretations, how smart contracts work, how to interpret smart contracts. All right, look at these beautiful dashboards. And these are dashboards that if you want to apply for jobs within the crypto space, they ask you for your portfolio. These are the kind of dashboards that you will get to build and showcase as what? As your portfolio. And that is all when it comes to dashboard samples. Then what's next? Now, let's understand what is blockchain data. Blockchain data is the transparent, traceable record of all on-chain activity, wallets, transactions, token flows, NFTs, and many more. Now, what are the key data points? Transactions. Because you want to understand who is buying, who is selling, who is actively interacting with this ecosystem. And when you are able to check out transaction, you will be able to tell which ecosystem. Some of you might not understand what ecosystem means, but just think of it as, let me use something that you might pretty understand. So let's say good. Let's use an example now. Let's say you are trying to analyze Instagram and Twitter, or Twitter and Facebook, right? Now, if we say total number of users on Facebook and total number of users on Instagram, you might discover that total number of users on Instagram are more than total number of users on Facebook are more than the total number of users on Twitter. Okay, now you're not saying that, wait, okay, amongst this total number of users on Facebook, how many of them are active daily? and you now say, okay, let me check out in the past 6 months, how many active users do we have daily? How many daily active users do we have on Facebook? You will not discover that despite that Facebook has a large number of users than Twitter, you might now discover that Twitter actually has more daily active users than Facebook. That is where insight comes in. And that is the kind of ideology we now use in what we call blockchain comparison, right? Comparative analysis. We are trying to now say, is Solana the hot cake now, or is Ethereum the hot cake? Oh, is this project within Solana the hot cake, or another project within Solana the hot cake? Where is money going? Where are people paying attention to? Where is attention going? With the ability to interpret and query on-chain data, you will be able to tell where money is going, where data is going, where attention is going. And that is where blockchain data analytics comes in. Now, how blockchain data powers Web3? Why does it matter? I'm going to break that into 3 parts: DeFi, NFTs, and DAO. There are more, but we're going to focus on this for now. Now, in DeFi, there's what we call liquidity analysis. Okay? In this case, you are trying to analyze how liquid an ecosystem is. Are they close to closing up? Is there still liquidity, which means cash flow? Is money still moving within the ecosystem? A company that run out of funds, what happens to them? They die. So liquidity analysis, now you are trying to, with that eye view, you are trying to check out, is this ecosystem healthy? Let me put it that way. How healthy is this ecosystem? How healthy is this chain? Is this blockchain? And that is where liquidity analysis comes in. Now, you cannot run a liquidity analysis without understanding the ecosystem itself. Even many of us who are on-chain analysts, it will still take you to study the ecosystem, study their white paper, study, if possible, you want to even study their smart contract to see how they construct their logic and what the data is expected, the data that is being emitted, and you will now focus on that. Okay. Now we have what we call trading behavior. Now, trading behavior, you can analyze, okay, how are traders actually trading? Are they holding more of Solana, or are they holding more of Ethereum? Are they holding, more of Aptos token? Are they holding more of meme tokens? Are they holding more of AI tokens? This is trading behavior. Then we have what we call protocol usage. Now, this protocol usage, you can do what we call, user behavior analysis. All right, user behavior analysis. You can do growth analysis to check, are people actually using this protocol? How many persons are using this protocol? Do you understand? Now, straight to NFTs. NFTs, if you want to query on-chain data in NFT, you're asking yourself, how many sales is going on? Who are buying? Who are holding? Who are those who are selling? Who are buying? Who are those who have refused to sell and are holding? And how long have they held? Also, mint to flip patterns. You want to understand, wait, how are people transacting in these NFTs? Is somebody trying to buy and sell to himself? We call that wash trading, because some persons are very fraudulent on chain. When they are trading NFTs now, they will create an NFT, but because they also want to create artificial volume, not the natural volume, artificial volume, they will be buying and selling to themselves, buying and selling to themselves. So that when you are trying to track the activity, you will be seeing that this NFT is having volume. But in the real sense, the transaction is only taking place by one person. Only one person is buying and selling to himself. So you're able to track what's going on, any fraudulent activity here. Then DAOs. We have what we call DAOs. That's decentralized autonomous exchange, right? Where governance is in the hand of every person participating in that DAO. So if you join a DAO today, you will be part of those governing the DAO. You will be part of the decision makers of the DAO. So you also want to now, if you are now querying DAOs now, you're asking yourself, what is the governance activity? And when we now talk about governance activity, you are tracking votes. Who is voting? Number of voters. Number of votes. Okay? Who voted last month? Who did not vote this month? Who voted last year? Who did not vote this year? Active voters. Okay? Retained voters. There's so many things you can do when it comes to on-chain blockchain data analytics. And who are the data providers and data aggregators? Now, one interesting thing you need to know about Analytics Sage is that we are recognized by these data aggregators. And data aggregators are the top data aggregators in the crypto space. We have Flipside Crypto, we have Dune Analytics, we have CoinGecko, and we have CoinPaprika. Now, we recently partnered with CoinGecko. And what was our partnership? Listen, because as a data edutech firm, crypto data is also, as much as Flipside is providing it for free, and Dune, part of it is also free, is also paid. So how do you, as an analyst, so if we are training people to use on-chain data, okay, how do they access this data? So what did we now do? We've partnered with CoinGecko. CoinGecko is like the most expensive out of them because they have analyst package, developer package, and more. Right? So we've partnered with CoinGecko to access their data. And you know what? CoinGecko has partnered with us. They've given us access to their data for 1 year. So imagine you have access to advanced data, to top data that developers are using, right? And their data, the last time before we partnered with them, I needed to work for a client and I needed their data. I had to pay over $180 something or $150 something to access their data. And that's just for 1 month. So after that 1 month, my access expired. But now we've partnered with them. They're giving us free access to their data. Okay. And they're giving us this access for 1 year. For 1 year. So when you are coming on board, so you are not joining Analytics Sage as a community to become and be working with data from CSV. No, we don't do CSV. You will work with live, real, raw, and practical data. Okay, and that is it. So these are the data providers. Now let's go to I will just show you how to analyze on-chain data practically. All right. Good. So you can see my screen. This is my own page. Okay. So let's go to analyze an on-chain data. So we go to Studio. So this is the platform we use, and this is how the Studio looks like. So let me let me quickly save this my work. Okay, so that I don't lose it. Yeah. Okay, good. All right. So if you want to create a new query, you just say create new query. All right. And now I'm on my page. Okay. And let's say we want to work on Ethereum data. I'm sure many of us are familiar with Ethereum. So let's work with Ethereum data. Okay. So this is the table. These are the tables. All right. So we just work with something around token transfer. Okay. Let's work with token transfer. So Of course, I'll do select all from the token transfer data. Okay, and I might just do limit so I can get the data and see what I can do with it. So we run. So run the data, run the query here. And interesting, so this is what we have in the data. Okay, so I want to see what we have in the data and what I can do with it. Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, we'll just do something, quick. All right. So I'm just going to put this at 1,000 so I can have 1,000 rows, and of course, so that the data can make sense. So here now, these are the tables that we have. Let me pull this up. So these are the tables that we have. We have the block number, the block timestamp, the transaction hash, the position, the event, the address, from address to address. From address is the sender, to address is the receiver. Okay, so here we have the symbol. Okay, and here we have several row amounts. Here we have amounts. Here we have amounts in USD. So we're going to use amounts in USD. We're going to use origin from address, origin to address. Okay, so let's do something real quick. So yeah, I'm going to select the block timestamp. The block timestamp. I'm also going to select from address. Okay, let me do from address. Okay, origin from address. Okay, let me do origin to address. Okay, let me do okay, so good. So I just want to show us few things, and then we do amount in USD. So let's get amount in USD. Amount USD. Okay, so all right. Yeah, what else do we need? Yeah, I need symbol. I need symbol. I need symbol. Symbol. Okay, what else do I need? What else do I need? Okay. Yeah, let me say I need transaction hash. I might just use it so I can show us one or two things. Okay. So we might not build a dashboard, but of course I would show us to the chart level. All right. Because if I want to do that now, we're gonna sleep here. Okay, so let's run this so we can have the table that we are going to work with. Okay, good. So these are the tables that we are working with. All right, the time, the sender, the receiver, the amount in USD, the symbol, and transaction hash. All right. So if we want to count the number of transactions, or okay, let's say we want to, let's say with what we have here now, we can just say okay, let's visualize something. So we want to visualize using the timestamp, okay, the amount in USD. Now I want to check the amount in USD and we group it by the symbol. All right. Please mute your mic, please. Admin, please let me remove that. Admin, please let me remove that.
I just want to say I feel talk on the plan. May you recognize me first. For yay,
Admin, please mute your mic.
Okay. So I think I was distracted. Please, let's mute our mics. Okay. Now, okay, let's see what we want to do here. So let's now say, okay, I need the sum of all these amounts. All right, I want to know the sum of all these amounts and by symbols. So which means so let's say I want to know that, okay, which of these symbols are the most traded. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do something. We'll say let's sum amount USD as volume in USD. Okay, and let's keep these guys. Let's see. Okay, no, okay, let me just okay, cool. And okay, and then I'll group them by symbols. Let me also put this off. Okay, good. So let's run this. Okay, so since I've used an aggregator, I would have to use since I've used aggregate rather, I would have to group by. So I have to group by block timestamp and symbols. Okay, let's wait for it to execute. Okay, why is it taking long? Wait. Let me interrupt this and do something again. So it's taking long. Let's see. Okay, I have to add this to the okay for all right. Let's wait because sometimes it just takes some time to load out the results. Okay, let's wait. If not, oh, Olayinka. Okay, Olayinka said you didn't tell us about Flipside. Yeah, so Flipside is one of the platforms. I talked about Flipside in our presentation. You know, if you don't forget, I talked about Flipside in our presentation. You know, so it's one of the data providers we'll be using. Okay, this is taking long. Let me interrupt. Let me see if I can reduce the number of rows. Let me see if I can. Okay, reduce the number of rows to 500. Okay, so that will be 1, 2. Okay, let me adjust the queries. 1, 2, 3, then 5, then and 6. Yeah, same rules. Same rules apply with the traditional SQL. Okay, same rules apply to the traditional SQL. Okay, this might be a network issue. Let me be sure. But yeah, it's not throwing an error, so it's supposed to load and give us a result. We might not have that much time, but let's still wait to see the result it gives us. Do we have any result now? Not yet. Network is terrible. Okay, so if that's not possible, if it's not loading, let me just walk us through an existing dashboard and explain my queries, okay? And I think that would work. That would work. All right, I think that would work. Okay, so let me just walk you through this dashboard. All right, so yeah, I created this dashboard on NFT market analysis. And so here, Hello, can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can hear
Yes,
you.
we can.
Yes,
Okay,
we can hear
great,
you.
great. Okay. All right, you can just drop a message, Rockefeller. Yeah, thank you. All right, so I want to share my codes with you, and also the yeah, just drop something. Okay. All right. Okay, great. All right. So I want to share something for my VS Code. All right. So here is the my code base on is an on-chain analysis that I did. But beyond on-chain analysis now, I was able to use this to build an application that, the general public get to view and see a real life data that I've created and that I share. All right. So here, is my notebook and where my app is. Okay. So this is .env, where there's a secret key there, which is the API key. I won't click it so that you won't go and screenshot it when you have the recording. This is .git ignore to ignore the API from being stored into my Git repo. This is also licensed, so anybody cannot steal my code without referencing me. This license gives me that privilege to sue the person, or take some lawful steps. Then this is a README file. I think I have to also show you the GitHub repo where this project is stored. So now this project was built. Here is where I gathered my data. Okay, I used API keys from top data providers like Helios and validator APIs, right? So I used that from Helios and validator API. And my goal here was to create a Solana validator dashboard. So which means a dashboard that tracks validator activities on Solana. Okay. And here I was able to put out the codes, fetch out the stake data and all. And after which, this is where I then built this is the Solana validator codes, where I imported those. Of course, the first data file was to fetch out the necessary data I needed, okay, and to classify them, categorize them. So yeah, I was able to fetch out, validators data. Yeah, I call this one expanded because it contains an information I needed, which is the epoch. The epoch is like the number of time it will take for a vote within the validators space to be counted, right? So like the validators have to vote every 2 days, and for that 2 days interval is what we call the epoch. So their activities, their voting starts at the end of every 2 days, right? So this one contains it. This is a clean data. I also stored one other things there. This one is to track the transaction per second. This one is to track the supply of Solana token to validators. This one is to track the fees that they charge, the validators charge. This is to track the inflation rate, which is more like used to compute the reward rate. And here I was able to build a dashboard to track validators' performance. All right. So as you can already see some of the charts I tracked here. So this is like the top 10 validator by active stake. This is their geographical distribution, where they stay, So if people are into geography, you can use this to track if they're in London, if they're in US, and all those things, right? And on and on and on and on and on like that. So now, and here is where I tracked staking reward and active stakes. Now, what did this resulted into? So what did this resulted into is what I'm about to show you now. So I'm going to stop sharing and share that part of the page. So let me share that part of the page. Okay. Where is it? Okay, so let me, all right, it said network error. Let me load it again. So this is what I was, all those codes you see and all that, this is where I deployed it. And this was the application I built using on-chain analytics knowledge, developer approach, and Streamlit. All right. So here you can see that it says, welcome to Solana Validator Dashboard, a simple and user-friendly web-based tool designed to help you explore and understand the Solana blockchain like never before. This dashboard lets you dive into validators' performance, track their staking reward, and get a clearer picture of key network metrics all in one place. Built with ease to use in mind, and it offers an interactive interface. So here is an overview of Solana validators activity. So the number of Solana validators and the epoch. Okay, the epoch. This is the just concluded epoch. This is the transaction per seconds, number of transactions per second. So per every seconds, the Solana takes in 4,390 transactions all at once in a second. The average fee charge in USD is this. The total active stake in SOL is this. Now let's break down the Solana, the SOL supply, the Solana token. The circulating supply, this is the total number of circulating supply of SOL token. And this is the total number of the non-circulating supply of SOL token. All right, and here tracks validators performance. Here you can if you have any specific validator in mind, you can drop their vote account and it will reflect. It will show you the exact validator, okay, the exact validator that you are looking for and all his activity in all the epoch that this has recorded. So here tracks the previous validators epoch. So this is the last concluded epoch. Why I track the last concluded epoch is because the current, the ongoing epoch, you won't be able to get the data because it's still ongoing, right? So I had to track the just concluded, the most recent concluded epoch, okay, and up to date. So this is the active stake, and this is the name of the validators. These are their names, validators and their names. All right, and these are the epoch credit. This epoch credit shows how active they are within the space. Now, these are details about them. Okay, you know, details about them and more. So you can search all through. Now, these are validators and their commission percent. So if you this will be valid to users who want to understand validator activity and those who want to stake. If you want to stake with any validator, you can come and check their activities here. And these are top 10 validators by active stake. Top 10 validators. So you can see that Helios is the highest validator by active stake on Solana, followed by Binance staking. Okay, followed by Coinbase, Galaxy, and all. All right, and let's go further to see the staking reward. So here we are going to track staking reward. So you can see now that epoch 787 is the ongoing epoch. I made it to reflect ongoing. So because we cannot see the total reward until the epoch is concluded, but these are the total reward of previous epoch, as you can see, easily tracked here. So you can now see that, okay, these are the total reward given to validators and all. And here we also look at staking reward and active stake per epoch. So this was built based on 3 foundational knowledge. 1, the on-chain knowledge. 2, the Python knowledge. 3, the Streamlit knowledge. All right. And this is what we teach. So in Analytics Sage, we teach you to become a full stack on-chain analyst. A full stack on-chain analyst. So which means you learn the Python and you also deploy it to create your own custom app. All right. I would furthermore improve this and make it a standard platform where people can visit to track Solana's validator activity. Okay, and that is all about our live demo on analyzing blockchain data. Okay, now straight to why we are here. Now, why are you here? I know many of us now, we are already looking at it. How do I get started? How do I become a part of this? Our training program is in two parts. Okay, our training program is in two parts. So we have the introduction to blockchain data analytics using SQL, which is the one you see that we used on Flipside. And then we have the one that is called Mastering Blockchain Data Analytics using Python. That one is the full stack where you get to learn how to use Python. Okay, and of course within it we also have where we would introduce you on how to use SQL from Flipside in Python. All right, and these are the two training programs that we run. Okay, now I'm going to share Analytics Sage Twitter page so that you can see for yourself that we are not making noise. We actually command real-world results. So here is our page, all right, on Twitter, okay? And you can see that we have what we call our weekly recap. In our weekly recap, we are the things that we track, okay? Notes from founder, which is myself, dashboard of the week, community win, community recap, and upcoming events. Now, in our previous recently we had this program. This was yesterday. So now this program is to help the analyst understand how understanding solidity can help you as an on-chain analyst. Now, this is to tell you that Analytics Sage would not just train you and leave you. All right, we are an ongoing, a community that their training is ongoing. And most of our training, like this masterclass now, is free. All right. But currently, the values we offer in our trainings, our core trainings, which is the SQL for Introduction to Blockchain Data Analytics and Mastering Blockchain Data Analytics using Python, are a course that you have to invest in. All right. And in fact, what we call it is an investment. It's not even a fee. So here is how to get started. Now, here we have Introduction to Blockchain Data Analytics, right? This training is starting on the 1st of June in a week time. And this training is going for just $15, which is 25,000 Naira. Okay? Just $15, which is 25,000 Naira. So if you have 25,000 Naira, then I would advise that you lock in on this training and you join the next cohort, which is the cohort 5, starting on the 1st of June. All right. Now, we also have the Master Python for Blockchain Data Analytics. Now, this one is well packed. Now, because on this one, we have partnered with CoinGecko. If you remember, I told you that we partnered with CoinGecko. Now, that even reminds me that I will just show you a brief of our partnership with CoinGecko so that you get to see that, we are actively involved with industry players in the space. So this is our partnership with CoinGecko, was announced some weeks back. Okay, good. This is our partnership with CoinGecko, was announced some weeks back. All right. Now, CoinGecko, so we are thrilled to announce our API partnership with CoinGecko ahead of our upcoming Python for Blockchain Data Analytics training. Through our partnership, all our training participants will receive Pro API access, not just any access, so Pro API access to CoinGecko, allowing them to work hands-on with real-time, high-quality crypto data throughout the course. And for those who are serious, they will continue to benefit from the 1 year only for serious people. Because after every of our training, we filter out the serious ones from the unserious ones. After every of our training, we have a 1 month mentorship session. We pair you with mentors, and you'll be having back-to-back projects that you'll be working on. Now, CoinGecko, on the other hand, you can see here, CoinGecko is a leading industry partner. As you can see, CoinGecko has over 2.2 million followers. So you get to know that they are not just, they are not just a data provider. They are well known, in the space. So here we have the master Python for blockchain data analytics. And in this course, we are offering it for just an investment of $100, which is 160,000 naira in naira for those who are from Nigeria. All right, 160,000 naira, and it is $100. Now, for this one, we are offering the opportunity to pay in installments. We offer the opportunity to pay in installments. So for those who are looking at it and saying, oh, I can pay all at once, but I don't have the cash. If I can pay in installment, that will be perfect. Yes, we have that, we have that offer for you if you want to pay in installment. So if you want to pay in installment, we can give you opportunity to pay either two installments or 3 installments. All right. So I'll be sharing more details on the group. If you want to pay in installments, you can send me a DM and then we take it up from there. And for those who want to pay immediately, so if you want to pay immediately, I'll be giving you 30% discount. 30% discount. So if you are paying immediately, you are paying in whole, right? You're not paying in installment. I will give you 30% discount. 30% discount means that instead of paying $100, you'll be paying $70. And $70 is 112,000 naira. Okay, so if you want to pay right now, if you want to pay at once, I'm giving you 30% discount, and I'm only giving the first 20 persons. So the first 20 persons to reach out to me for the full payment will get the 70 and we get the 30% discount, and would only pay $70. For those who want to pay in installments, you'll be paying $100, and you can decide to pay it in 3 installments or decide to pay it in 2 installments. And we have come to the end of this session. Yes, I'm opening the floor for question and answer. If you have question, please raise up your hand and I will do well to give you the opportunity to ask a question and answer your question equally. If you have any questions, just raise up your hand and I will call you. Okay, Wale, please go ahead.
All right. Good evening, everyone.
Yes, good evening.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So I want to find out the first program. Does it affect the second one? That is my confusion. Do I need to take the first one before taking this master Python? Yeah, this one.
It depends. It's your choice now, right? Because in both courses, okay, we teach you for the Python for blockchain data analytics. Now you learn how to use Python, in an on-chain data analytics, and also how to build an application for it. And for this one, you learn how to write SQL, learn how to interpret blockchain data, and build dashboards on Flipside and Dune. Okay, so you can decide to register for this one first, okay, or register for Python for blockchain data analytics. So if you don't have the $100 or the $70, you can start with this. And of course, many of those who start with this have also landed jobs, landed gigs, landed a lot of things. Okay.
Okay. Now, concerning the discount, is it
Yes.
that we are getting the discount now or when the program starts
I don't
by
get.
July?
If you
I'm
want
saying,
to, you're not getting. It's not about getting the distance. The discount only comes if you are registering for the program. So if you are registering for the program and you are paying in full, you pay $70 instead of $100. That's 30% discount. But if you want to pay in installments, right, then we can make arrangement for that. Either you are paying in two times or you are paying 3 times.
okay, that's my question.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Who is the next person? Stanley. I'm going to answer everyone, so just be calm. Stanley. Okay, since Stanley is not talking, Survey.
Okay, sorry. I just unmuted. Can you hear me?
All right, go ahead, Stanley, loud and clear.
Okay, my question is I'm asking okay, like this trainings now, like is it for like is it a beginner kind of program or is it for people that are already into the data analytics space?
In
Like
fact,
that's
it's
my
for somebody that does not even have knowledge about the space, right?
okay.
Because we will be starting from ground zero. Do you understand? We'll be
Oh,
starting from ground
okay.
zero. And that is why I lay emphasis on serious people. Because if it's not like if you join the course now, you will just know it. Knowledge will not jump on you. Would feed you with knowledge, feed you with resources. You also need to be intentional, to study, to read, and ask questions. You get? I love people who ask questions. Come with question. You get? And you can only ask question if you studied extensively. So joining the course doesn't automatically make you an on-chain analyst. Do you understand? But we're going to teach you that, in fact, if you don't know it, it means that you need extra deliverance outside. Do you understand? So because we're going to pair you with mentors. Do you understand? We're going to pair you with mentors. We're going to be having several interactive sessions. You're going to join our main community, our community of analysts, where if you ask one question, over 10 people is willing to answer you. So if you cannot grow in that kind of environment, then we are doubt if you can grow anywhere. And you cannot lack any good thing when it comes to on-chain analysis, when it comes to growing in on-chain analysis. I don't know if I've answered your question.
Yeah. You've answered my question. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, Taiwo.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
My question is rather general. I don't know if you can provide some insights. So I'm interested in detecting, say, fraud in blockchain transactions.
Okay.
What do you think constitutes? How do you think one is able to tell, possible fraudulent activities on blockchain and and its transactions? So I don't know if you can offer some insights into that. Thank you.
Okay, that's an interesting one, and I would like to share my repo with you because I currently just built, a what is it called? Solana forensic analysis tool, right? So let me share. Let me share my. So can you see my repo? Can you see my repo?
Almost there. Yes, Solana forensic analysis.
Yes, so this is Solana forensic analysis tool designed to detect and analyze fraudulent activities on the Solana blockchain. The project employs and combines a traditional blockchain analysis technique, blah, 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 blah. So this is one of the projects I built. Okay. So this is one of the projects I built. Right. And let me just see if
And then what's your handle on GitHub so I can look it up?
okay, I'm coming. I want to share something to see. I want to share. Okay, let me see. Oh, okay. Yeah, so when it comes to what you've just shared now, right? So the basis of what I want to respond is that knowledge is available, because what we will teach you, all right, would help you to grow in this aspect. Do you understand? And like I said, there are several niche. There are several niche in the blockchain space. Okay, there are several niche in the blockchain space. So if you want to use blockchain for forensic analysis, if you want to use blockchain for growth analysis, if you want to use blockchain for product management, project management, it's all available. That part is all there. All you need is the foundational knowledge. All right, and then you take it up yourself from there. Someone is asking, Stanley said, what is the terms of system and time? I don't get that. I don't get that. If you can unmute your mic, that will be fine. Raji is asking that, is there on ground job or intern after training? So we don't provide job. Like you imagine we are providing job for all the 500 and something persons that have joined us. No, but we will teach you how to go and get job, how to earn jobs. Do you understand? Now, in our next session, we'll be bringing in some of our analysts who are working in the industry to come and share with us how they do it. So we teach you how to do it. We don't go and, there's no job that we have on ground. Say, yeah, you go here, you go and work here, you go and work here. No. However, organizations do reach out to us. Okay, organizations do reach out to us to see if they can hire from us, and if they reach out to us, we push out the ad on the group. The analysts that are interested will reach out to us. We send us their CV. Once they send us their CV, what do? We now send their CV to the recruiter. The recruiter will reach out to them, schedule a time, interview them, and pick. Of course, they will pick one person who is best amongst them, or let me say that proves him or herself more. I don't know if you get my point. Yeah, so we don't place you on jobs. However, when recruiters reach out to us, we refer our analysts, and at least one of them gets the job.
Yes, my hand is up.
Who is talking? I
Okay,
called
sir,
David. Who is talking?
good evening, sir. I have
Who is talking?
several
Who is talking?
questions.
Your name is not among those.
It's David.
Who is
David.
talking? Okay, David. Okay, go ahead.
I have several questions to ask. Number one, you were talking about the services from the data service providers. So I want to ask, so can't we get this service for free? So we that maybe that don't have much money to buy the services, can't we just harness the service for free and maybe during practical stage, can't we get it for free? Then number two question. Okay.
Okay, let me answer your number one question.
Okay.
You said if you can get the data for free.
Yes, sir.
Like I told you that every participant in this training, we've partnered with CoinGecko already, right? As you can see here, I said we are thrilled to announce our API partnership with CoinGecko ahead of our upcoming Python for blockchain data analysis training. Through this partnership, all training participants will receive Pro API access. Pro API access, you are paying $100 and something for it. But if you join this training, we already have the access. So we are going to give you the access. And if you are a serious student, you enjoy the access for 1 year. That is the benefit you get when you join this training with us. Do you get?
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay,
Yeah.
then my next question is the knowledge we are going to get from this class, are we going to can I use it personally for myself? Already I'm in the blockchain space, but can I use this knowledge to have an edge personally just for
Definitely.
myself?
Definitely. So you can use it for wallet tracking. You can use it for whales tracking. You can use it to track where money is flowing to, how many buyers in an ecosystem, how many sellers in an ecosystem, which ecosystem is active, where should you be looking out to. You can use it to analyze meme coins, a lot of things that you can use it for. You, with the knowledge of on-chain analysis, you become unstoppable. You are the one that will now choose where you want to focus on. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Then my last question is now for
I
those
hope
of
you're
us
going to
that are
register for
working.
this course. Your question,
Yes, sir.
yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. My last question is for those of us that are working, what is the time frame for your lectures? So to not interfere with our
Yes, good. So our lectures falls within 7 p.m. West African time, right? Because 7 p.m. West African time is more central. People from the US can join us. People from UK can join us because US at that time will now be in the afternoon. So because we have our students all over across the world, so that time is more flexible. And I know that for Nigerians who are working, that time is more better because you are already home and settled.
Okay, sir.
Yes, so 7 p.m.
Okay,
and
sir.
all sessions are recorded. You have access to it. After the training, this masterclass for Python blockchain data analysis is 2 months training. Now that 2-month training is just to learn the stuff. Then we now have 1 month mentorship where we'll be building projects back to back. In fact, if you ask some of our past students, they will tell you we'll be working on projects back to back. You'll be the one to, as I said, I only want serious. You see, from the initial conversation, I already said serious, and I lay emphasis on it. So if you are serious, in fact, you'll be very good, because if you look at my repo, I am always working. If I share with you my repo now, there is always a project I am working on. Do you understand? So this is a project I'm working on. This is a project I'm working on. This is Bitcoin DeFi, right? And I want to track their yield, okay? And you can see I'm always working on a project. So if I see serious persons, definitely you have a lot to learn, and you have a lot of growth on this journey. So you are not only buying the course, you are buying the time. You are buying access to my time and attention, and access to opportunity. You understand? So that's it. I'm coming to answer Emmanuel. Let me just answer a few questions that are on the group. Someone is asking, is it virtual or physical? Raji, it is virtual. 100% virtual. However, it is live. So our interactions would seem as though we are there with you. Okay? Michael is asking, what is the duration of the training? For the SQL training, it is 1 month. For the Python, for blockchain, the SQL training, which is 1st of June, you can join 25,000 Naira or $15 we are paying in crypto. And immediately the SQL class ends, the Python class begins on the 1st of July. So you can even equally register for the Python and for the SQL class and for the Python class. All right, good. So for the Python training, it is 2 months. Now I said, what is the requirement? Stanley, I still don't get this. If you can just unmute your mic and talk, that'll be fine. Emmanuel says, can you share the installment?
Okay. Sir, I was asking that, like, a requirement in terms of system, like what's like more system this thing that
Yes,
you
need a laptop.
like maybe...
you need a laptop, of course. You need good internet. You understand?
Okay, like laptop of maybe how many gig RAM, what's like this specification. That's what I just want to know.
Yeah. So don't. I mean, of course, if you have a laptop of 4 gig RAM, that'll be fine. You are good to go. You are good to go.
Okay, so now I was then the second one is the time. I'm asking again, like the timing for the lectures. Like you said, it's 7 p.m. So like, is it daily or like once or thereabouts, something like that? That's what I was. That's what I meant by
Okay. For the SQL class, sessions are 3 sessions, right? For the Python, it is 4 sessions. It's going to be 4 sessions.
okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
4 sessions per week. Yes. Someone is asking. Emmanuel is asking, can you share the installment spread? Okay, let me share it now. I've shared it, Emmanuel. You can check it. Now, who else is asking? Emmanuel Ernest is asking, how long is the class? I think I've answered that. Ernest is asking, can any laptop be used? Yes, any laptop can be used, but if you have 4 GB and above, that'll be fine. Precious is asking, the SQL training, is it 1 month? Yes, the SQL training also has 1 month mentorship. The SQL training also has 1 month mentorship. So if you are looking at it that, oh, you don't have funds for the Python blockchain data analytics course, you have nothing to lose. You can start with the SQL blockchain analytics. Then Abdul is asking, can we see the course content? Yes, you can see the course content. Thank you very much for that question. And is the training enough to get you job ready? I'm telling you, any training that you are taught in analytics stage is enough to get you job ready. And from our testimonial, in fact, she will be coming next week to come and speak with us, right? She got the job just before the training even ended. Okay, just before the training ended. So I'm gonna share with you our website now on the chat box. Yes, you can see the course content there. Our curriculum, everything is there. Thank you very much for that question. So Abdul, I've just shared our website. You can go through our website, see the course content on our website. Yeah. Okay. Emmanuel Chukwebu Ebuka, have you asked your question? You can put your hand down if I've answered your question. If you have any question, you can unmute the mic and ask. Okay. David, if I've asked a question, yeah, if you are ready to pay in crypto, the link is on the. You can go through the website, or I'll also share the link in the chat box. Let me do that now while I'm talking. Let me just share the links. Okay. Let me share the links while I'm talking. All right. Any who is asking question again? Who was asking question? Details in Naira payment. Yeah, it's on the website, but let me share it on the group so that you can see it. Okay. Let me share it on the group so that we can see it. All right, I'm going to share it now. Let me share the details. If you are paying for the Python course, is here. I've shared it. Let me share it on the group likewise. I'm sharing the link on the group now. Okay, I'll share it on the group. Can register via the link on the group. If you are paying now, that's $70. Let me also share the SQL for those who might be interested in the SQL session. All right, I'm also sharing that of the SQL session on the group now. If you have any question, please do well to ask, right? Do well to ask, okay? And at the end of the day, for the Python training, we'll be building applications. We'll be building applications. David Amma, please ask your question. Okay, David Amma, are you asking your question? All right. One interesting thing is also that we are having another session, which I will be sharing with us now. We'll be having another session. You don't want to miss it. Actually, you don't want to miss it. Let me just add it up here for you guys to see. I'm gonna add it up for you guys to see. Okay, so this is our next session, and these are all our students. These are all our students. Okay, let me. Okay. If you have any question, kindly ask your question, guys. Kindly ask your question. This is an opportunity. Don't get off this call with doubts. Okay, don't get off this call with doubts. So you can see this is our next program. All these are our students, all working with an organization as a crypto analyst, and they will be sharing with us career and income paths in blockchain data analytics on the 28th of May, which is next week. Okay, and you don't want to miss that likewise. You don't want to miss that. Okay, any other question? Abdul Ahmed Musa Idris. Ahmed Musa Idris. Yusuf, ask your question now. Ayomide Victor, ask your question now. Boluwatife Script, ask a question now. Eunice, feel free to ask a question. Daniel, feel free to ask a question. Israel, Teofilo, Mary Ann, Moboluwatife, Akon, Lawrence. Yeah, feel free to ask a question now. Okay, someone said, how about if we want to pay for it? Of course, Miriam, that's what I said. So the SQL course is in June, which is in few days' time. Immediately after the course, you go straight into Python. Of course, it's more like you are paying for everything, which is perfect. All right, which is perfect. So let me share the link. Yeah, you want to ask a question? Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. For who don't want to pay for the SQL, can he still get everything at the Python course?
So of course, right? Of course. So, but in the Python course now, we will touch based on the SQL part. All right. Yes, we'll touch based on the SQL part. But of course, for those who took part in the SQL, they will get just like those who are working with SQL, we get the more depth of the SQL applications. Okay, how SQL is applied and all those things. But for those who are using it on Python, right, you don't need to go that much depth since you are using Python to run your thing. Do you understand? What you just need to do is understand the basics of on-chain analysis, the basics of SQL, syntax, and mostly you'll be working with APIs. Mostly you'll be working with APIs. Okay, but of course, I would encourage you to take the SQL class, all right, and also take the Python class. Someone is asking, So for the SQL, if you want to register for the SQL, I've sent the form directly here. The Naira and the crypto wallets are there. Someone is saying that I'm going for the SQL. Does it have a separate payment platform? Yes, and I've sent the form. Right, this is for the SQL. The one I sent below is for the SQL. Let me just pin them to the top of this chart. Let me pin them. Okay. Yeah, someone is asking, for some of us who are already into data analytics, I suggest you just package SQL and Python in one. Of course, is all one. So if you want to pay now, you are only going, once you just pay $115, you have access to the two. Do you understand? So it's all one. We're only making it more flexible for those who might not have that big amount for who might not have the amount for the Python course. They can also go for the SQL course. All right. So on the SQL course, you are taught building dashboards and all those things. In the Python course, you are equally taught building dashboards, but deploying it on apps. Right. So you are more or less, building apps to visualize your analytics. So you are more or less in the Python course is more or less a developer route. Do you understand? A developer route where your analysis on chain and everything is being visualized on application. You are deploying it on application. You are becoming, it's more like a full stack, data analytics program. And that's it. And let me show you one thing that you also need to, let me just share our website. So this is our website for those who have not got the time to go view it. So this is our website. And of course, you can see that we say hire an analyst from us. So when I see that companies do reach out to us to hire, I'm not joking. All right. And then let's go to our programs, and we have several programs. So this is just the one. All our programs are live programs. We don't offer pre-recorded programs, right? So let's go to the Python course and say, okay, let's get started, see what the Python course is all about. So you can see what the Python course is all about, right? You can go there to read for yourself. This is the curriculum. What you are going to learn: Python fundamentals, Python for blockchain, for data analytics, blockchain data analytics in Python, and of course, you are not just going to you are learning more. You are learning how to use more tools with blockchain, right? So you are going to learn how to use the Web3 Pi library. You're going to learn how to work with the CoinGecko API, the CoinPaprika API. You're going to learn how to, use SQL data from Flipside and Dune, Python, and more. All right. And of course, we'll be building projects. Here you have 1 month mentorship program for selected top performers. So it's not for everybody. Don't say, oh, you told us that we have 1 month. No, it's for only serious people. So far, you start the course and you finish the course with us, you finish the Capstone project, you will get 1 month mentorship, you will get certificate of completion. You get. So we all this additional bonus is only for people who finish what they started. And it's that simple. All right, it's that simple. So you can go through this page and read through the details here. You can further go and view the curriculum, which is the details of the topics and the courses that you'll be taught. Yeah, who is someone is raising up their hand? Did I miss anything? Olatunbosun, please go ahead to ask your question. Olatunbosun, please go ahead to ask your question. Okay, so somebody is asking, will there be other cohorts for Python class after this? Yes, but that will be next year. Okay, that will be next year. Yes, said, are you saying paying one will qualify us for both? No, I said 70%, 30% discount if you are paying now, and that 70% discount is 30% discount is $70. $70 is equivalent to 112K for the Python course. All right. If you want to pay for the SQL course, it means that you'll be paying. It means that you'll be paying 137 naira, 1,000 naira, right? So that's 25,000 naira for the SQL course and 112K for the Python course if you are paying now. Oh, someone said I seem like an amazing teacher. I mean, there is nobody I've taught that has ever failed. As I said that if I teach you and you fail, we need to take you to pastor, maybe one of those pastors and prophets in any of your religions. They would need to attend to your case, right? Yes. So, I'm very passionate about what I do. If you're interested in checking me out, you can check me out on LinkedIn, Oluwatumise Olaoluwa. That is why I turned on my video earlier, so that people will not say, oh, you don't want us to see my face. You can search Tumise Olaoluwa on LinkedIn and Apostle of Finance. This is my handle on Twitter, Apostle of Finance. But this is Apostle of Fine on Twitter. You will see me. And of course, you definitely know that, if you are signing up for this, you're signing up for something great. And beyond this, the thing is this, you need to see this as is beyond just a course, right? It is like a lifetime access. Okay, a lifetime access. All right. Someone said, please, my question above. Do I need to jump from SQL to Python without getting the Tableau knowledge? See, you already jumped to Tableau. Forget about Tableau for now. What we are offering now is SQL and Python. All right, SQL and Python. So over. I don't get this. Okay. I don't get this. Keep, because I saw you guys offer Tableau. Yeah, of course we offer Tableau, but I just mentioned that our courses are live programs. So if you what we are offering now is SQL and Python. Well, Tableau will be next year. All right, 2026. We already did Tableau. All right, Tableau will be next 2026. Okay, he said, is the Discord link also only for members of the cohort? No, you can join our WhatsApp general community. All right, you can join our WhatsApp general. If you go on our website, okay, you can see that this part says join community. So you can always click on it and you will join our community. I can see some of you are already sending me requests on LinkedIn. Precious. All right, you're welcome. I've accepted you. Ola Yimika, oh, awesome. Award-winning crypto journalist. Awesome. You will definitely need this course. You will definitely need this course and you won't regret it. And I see that you have quite a good number of experience in the crypto space. So, of course, if I've been saying rubbish, you will know. You understand? Because I know that there are several people on this call, both experienced and inexperienced. So, definitely, if I've been saying rubbish, you know that, this guy is fake. This guy is blabbing, Yeah. So is there installment payment option? There is installment payment option for the Python program, but no installment payment option for the SQL program. $15, of course, All right. So if you have any question, please do all to ask. That is why we are on this call. Guys. Okay, Olayimika, I've accepted your request, and then we can pick it up from there.
Sorry.
Someone said, yeah, somebody is talking. Go ahead, please. Someone just unmuted his mic now. All right. Olatunbosun said, please, I would like to start with the SQL. Please feel free. Please feel free. Yeah, but how relevant is Power BI to this course? We are not doing Power BI for now. We are doing SQL. Okay? SQL. And what we have already, like Flipside, June, they already provide that data visualization platform. So instead of you now, so of course, if you are good with Power BI and you learn on-chain analysis using SQL, even how to use it on Flipside and June and all those things, if you feel June and Flipside are limiting your visualization creativity, you can pull those data from June and visualize them to Power BI. But this course is focused on SQL, how to use it on June and Flipside. When you are applying for jobs, okay, they will ask you for your June portfolio. They will not say your blockchain and Tableau portfolio. No, they don't know all those ones. They know June, they know Flipside, and they know that they provide the data and they provide the platform. So knowing how to use Power BI, Tableau is just an add-on. All right. So where someone is asking, where is the payment link? I just pinned it, and if you can't see it, kindly go on our website. Let me just share it with you. When you go on our website and you click on register, okay, you will see the payment options both in crypto and in Naira. This is for the Python course, and that of the SQL here is for that of the SQL. You can always read what we are going to read. Okay, you can already see the details here, and then you register for the course. It's that simple. It's that simple. Like there's no bureaucratic process towards it. All right. Said, can you drop the installment plan? All right, I'm going to drop it again. But for those who want to do the installment plan, please send me a DM on WhatsApp. Apostle of Finance, you see, you would have been seeing, I've been the one dropping messages, all the while. So you just send me a DM on WhatsApp, right? If you are paying in installment, send me a DM on WhatsApp, and then we pick it up from there. You are paying in installment, let me know. Adewale Ola Ewaju, you are also on this call. I think they don't Adewale Ola Ewaju. All right, I would like to round off now. I want to believe
there is,
there is. Who is the person? Yes, are you the same person?
Yeah, the same person.
Okay, you are the smart contract developer viewing my profile without connecting with me. I've marked your face. I've marked your face. All right. So I would like to round up here. I believe I've exhausted all the questions that you've asked. Don't worry about referral code. You can just put Apostle of Finance. I'm the one that referred you now. I'm the one talking on this session.